Therefore, the master steps back so that people won't be confused. He teaches without a teaching so that people will have nothing to learn. 73. The Tao is always at ease. It overcomes without competing. Answers without speaking a word.
I can see my future.
Arrives without being summoned. Accomplishes without a plan. Its net covers the whole universe. And though its meshes are wide, it doesn't let a thing slip through. 74. If you realize that all things change, there's nothing you will try to hold on to. If you aren't afraid of dying, there's nothing you can't achieve. Trying to control the future is like trying to take the master carpenter's place. When you handle the master carpenter's tools, chances are that you'll cut your hand.
Oh, holy shit.
75. When taxes are too high, people go hungry.
Let's watch Sayla's self-portrait with words.
When the government is too...
Before you do that, do you mind me? Sorry, you know what question I'm going to ask? Do you mind me asking?
But make sure you rewind it before the part that...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought you had. I asked it a few times, but maybe my voice was drowned out. Is all your family Catholic as well, or is it just you?
No, just me.
Okay. Are they Christian?
Sort of. I mean, I guess my sister's converting now to Catholicism.
Y'all need to hurry up. I gotta go to the library. I literally have to...
Yeah, let's see Sayla's self-portrait
But
with
make
words.
sure to rewind it to the beginning. Make sure to rewind it to the part that we're talking calmly, and he's just calling us like how we're defiling.
Okay, well, hold on. Well, let's play it.
We'll see what happens in the video, Sam.
Sam, can you do this, my brother? Can you go to the room that just closed, that is now posted?
No, don't put it in Sam's hands. I don't understand. No, but he'll start it somewhere that's...
Yeah, that's fair. Sam
Oh,
can
hell
sit.
no.
Sam can sail down in the classroom.
You know what, then, please?
Right.
It's not about you have to have control over it. It's just about playing it when it's
No, I don't want
Everyone, calm down.
to...
Can you do it? Converse, can you do it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, so just wait for Converse, guys. Sure.
Alright, is it up yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everyone's at like an 8, a 9. Can we just like take it down to like a 3? Just, we're all Christians.
Yeah.
You say you're using your outside voice. Could I get you guys to use your
Exactly.
Separate your kids.
Take your shoes off at the door as well, please.
Welcome, Sister Michaela.
That's racist.
This chief of this game. We're trying to get
It was intentional.
we're trying to
Uncomfortable.
godly virtues and character traits here. So it's good to have you, Michaela. Welcome to Jesus' King Room.
Oh my God, that doesn't have any socks on.
You too, Mr. Kitover.
What is the word? How do you define king, and what does the word Jesus mean to you?
And welcome, Brother Justin. Good to have you, sir. Timothy, all I can say is there.
Graphing outside of synthetic melanin. So this is the way
People lose their spirit.
So
And for the people's benefit, trust them. Leave them alone. 76. Men are born soft and supple. Dead, they are stiff and hard.
This is called Randy.
Plants are born tender and pliant. Dead, they are brittle and dry. Thus, whoever is stiff and inflexible is a disciple of death. Whoever is soft and yielding is a disciple of life. The hard and stiff will be broken. The soft and supple will prevail. 77. As it acts in the world, the Tao is like the bending of a bow. The top is bent downward. The bottom is bent up. It adjusts excess and deficiency so that there is perfect balance. It takes from what is too much and gives to what isn't enough. Those who try to control, who use force to protect their power, go against the direction of the Tao. They take from those who don't have enough and give to those who have far too much. The master can keep giving because there is no end to her wealth. She acts without expectation, succeeds without taking credit, and doesn't think that she is better than anyone else. 78. Nothing in the world is as soft and yielding as water. Yet for dissolving the hard and inflexible, nothing can surpass it. The soft overcomes the hard. The gentle overcomes the rigid. Everyone knows this is true, but few can put it into practice. Therefore, the master remains serene in the midst of sorrow. Evil cannot enter his heart, because he has given up helping. He is people's greatest help. True words seem paradoxical. 79. Failure is an opportunity. If you blame someone else, there is no end to the blame. Therefore, the master fulfills her own obligations and corrects her own mistakes. She does what she needs to do and demands nothing of others. 80. If a country is governed wisely, its inhabitants will be content. They enjoy the labor of their hands and don't waste time inventing labor-saving machines. Since they dearly love their homes, they aren't interested in travel. There may be a few wagons and boats, but these don't go anywhere. There may be an arsenal of weapons, but nobody ever uses them. People enjoy their food, take pleasure in being with their families, spend weekends working in their gardens, delight in the doings of the neighborhood. And even though the next country is so close that people can hear its roosters crowing and its dogs barking, they are content to die of old age without ever having gone to see it. 81. True words aren't eloquent. Eloquent words aren't true. Wise men don't need to prove their point. Men who need to prove their point aren't wise. The master has no possessions. The more he does for others, the happier he is. The more he gives to others, the wealthier he is. The Tao nourishes by not forcing, by not dominating. The master leads. Tao Te Ching. 1. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness. The gateway to all understanding. Two. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but doesn't possess, acts but doesn't expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That is why it lasts forever. Three. If you overesteem great men, people become powerless. If you overvalue possessions, people begin to steal. The master leads by emptying people's minds and filling their cores, by weakening their ambition and toughening their resolve. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in those who think that they know. Practice not doing, and everything will fall into place. is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. Five, the Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible, it gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. 7. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born, thus it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself, thus it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. 8. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. 9. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife, and it will blunt. Chase after money and security, and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. 10. Can you coax your mind from its wandering and keep to the original oneness? Can you let your body become supple as a newborn child's? Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but the light? Can you love people and lead them without imposing your will? Can you deal with the most vital matters by letting events take their course? Can you step back from your own mind and thus understand all things? Giving birth and nourishing, having without possessing, acting with no expectations, leading and not trying to control. This is the supreme virtue. We join spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center whole that makes the wagon move. We shape clay into a pot, but it is the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want. We hammer wood for a house, but it is the inner space that makes it livable. We work with being, but non-being is what we use. 12. Colors blind the eye. Sounds deafen the ear. Flavors numb the taste. Thoughts weaken the mind. Desires wither the heart. The master observes the world, but trusts his inner vision. He allows things to come and go. His heart is open as the sky. 13. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as hollow as fear. What does it mean that success is as dangerous as failure? Whether you go up the ladder or down it, your position is shaky. When you stand with your 2 feet on the ground, you will always keep your balance. What does it mean that hope is as hollow as fear? Hope and fear are both phantoms that arise from thinking of the self. When we don't see the self as self, what do we have to fear? See the world as yourself. Have faith in the way things are. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things.
something can be good and it can be bad. It's either good or it's bad. So there's no arbitrary morality. Okay.
But Rabbi, what does the good and the bad mean?
Motherfucker. So anything. So we have. That's the first understanding that we have. That there's nothing called arbitrary morality. It's either good or it's bad. And what is good and what is bad depends on whether or not it deviates from God's nature. So we believe that God is not only good, God is goodness. And He is the way, and He is one God, and He is the way, and He is goodness. And if you deviate from Him, then that is not good. So we believe God gives you the totality of good. So people, for example, killing people. Humans are made in the image of God, for example, which means people are holy. So that means every single person essentially is intrinsically valuable and holy, and like sacred. If you inflict pain on somebody, or if you, for example, if I scar you, whether it be mentally, physically, whatever, because you are holy in all of those. So if I scar you, let's say, then I'm destroying that sacred image. Because you're created in God's image. See what I mean?
But why is it important to not hurt God's image?
Because then you are.
Man has only been in power for only about 250 years, right? And look where this fucking country's going. This country is going to shit.
Yeah, but blacks have never been in power globally.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, I mean the Dark Ages, Middle Ages.
No.
King Arthur, so on.
No, there's 0% black people. No.
Right now, but he's got a point there.
On a global level, black people have never been considered to be a global power, like ever.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's about. Pepe, do you understand the concept of iconoclasm and going in and destroying busts? That's the reason why you go into a lot of different areas in Venice, Rome, Italy, so on and so forth. Spain, Portugal, France. You see a lot of these statues. You see half the fucking noses and lips are blown up. They're blown up for a reason, because if you saw those features for what it was, those were niggers that were ruling there, right? That's the reason why they go around over there in France making mockery of black face, because back then, because 800 years ago, their asses were in fucking slavery. They were, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, black people were ruling those areas. So the point is, like, when you go into books like the Icon books, right? Because a lot of the Eastern European white people, they understand this fucking concept. They understand this. This is the reason why they have conversations. They will tell you, yes, black people used to fucking rule Europe during the Dark Ages. A lot of them got destroyed during the bubonic plague. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, Rich. And so the point is, so when I go into a book like Icon Images, it talks about like what?
And he's 16. Fucking fact. Alright, cool. Yeah, he said, Sahih Muslim, book 22, Book of Slaves, Hadith 1602. Jabir, may Allah be pleased with him and may peace be upon him, reported a slave came and pledged allegiance to the messenger of Allah, may peace be upon him, for migration. Hijar, the prophet did not know that he was a slave. Then he said to his master, go and demand him, he brought him back. The prophet said, sell him to me. So he bought him for 2 black slaves, and then did not afterwards take the allegiance of anyone until he asked him whether he was a slave or free man. The specific word that's used is Habashia. Habashia, I guess is how it's pronounced, which generally referred to people of East African descent who were black in this context.
Yeah, they were dirty to first of all, if you're black that converts to Islam, say you guys don't know that. Hold on.
Why can't you let him elaborate on that? Like,
Sure. I'm a white that converted to Islam, and I was all for the Arabs.
Okay.
I was all for the Arabs, and then we would get these blacks that were being ghetto, just like the United States. And they'd be like, no, that fucking that dirty Jameer.
Wait, you mean the left shoulders?
And they would basically say like, no, but that.
I would like to read the Arabic.
They would basically hold on. They would basically say like, wow, hold on. They would basically say, put that dirty nigger in check. Why are you talking to him? And so, I'm of the firm belief that, like, when it comes to, this racial equality that you see in Islam, which doesn't really exist, I actually think I'm going to convert to Islam because, like, I get to be way more racist, and I get to say that my racism, you're being Islamophobic when I say this. So, when I want to tell a dirty Jameer, like, you dirty niggers, and say, like, wow, get to the whipping post, boy.
You're all
You're real, wow, don't interrupt me.
Pepe, aren't you already a Muslim?
So, like, I get to tell you people that you're wrong and you're bad, and I get to punish you and whip your black buttocks, for being dirty, Negroes. And so, I think Islam is probably the answer for the West. I mean, if I'm just being honest, I've been coping so hard. I've been coping so hard. No, I've been coping so hard, and like the reality is I think that like the ultimate goal should be like a Muslim, Aryan alliance where like not only do we become Muslim, but become like Aryan. And so wow.
Let's say the other actors were not. So now you will not. Wait, hold on. Here you will.
Brother, are you an actor? And if you are, what kind of an actor are you?
John, you motherfucker.
No, so you're
Hey, Jenny, don't you tell me motherfucker, Jenny. Don't tell me motherfucker. Why did you say that to me?
So if we're saying
let's say like you fuck a child, the child likes it, you like it, and the parents have gone through a trauma, right?
hold on, bro. I'm saying it's just you,
John, did
that
you
child.
like to get fucked as a child?
It's just you and that child, and you fuck that child, and then
I want everybody to know, if you see this live stream, this is technically like the worst kind of disgusting conversations you can find on the internet. These people
and there's no parents or any of that. The parents didn't know about it. No one knew about it except
Right.
Wait, but what if John's dad fucked him?
But that's irrelevant. It's only you and the boy.
Yes.
Jenny, you dirty piece of trash. Did you just figure out how to speak English? You dirty bunch of circus ho gaya kutte tari.
No one is holding.
No, you do what you.
Take you as a concubine. But in fact, you know what? If I was a really good Muslim, perhaps I would take like your 8-year-old girl and just go ahead and fuck her too, right? Because that's what you Muslims like to do.
It's crazy. They said that America basically was given to West Europeans by Muslims and the Moors or whatever. The Treaty of Tripoli, they lied to the Muslims.
No. Read. What did the ambassador to Tripoli? You fucking lying piece of shit.
Tripoli.
You fucking shut your fucking Muslim fucking faggot mouth, okay? What did they say? They literally said that the ambassador said that Allah, okay, and our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, seeks that when we find you, you fucking non-believers, idolaters,
The ancient masters were profound and subtle.
We went to Tripoli, okay, when it came to the Berberi pirates in Berberia, which is what it was called at the time, we ended up defeating them. And so, like, I'm listening to all of this niggertry that you want to fucking offer. And to, like, what are you trying to do?
No.
Like, are you trying to conflate? You make.
Okay, this is yoga and meditation, hypnosis. Welcome, Akim. This is just going to be like a meditation room again.
We need to apologize to everyone who has ever bought the Natural Healing Handbook from us, because we lied.
Tao Te Ching can be translated as being is what we use. 12. Colors blind the eye. Sounds deafen the ear. Flavors numb the taste. Thoughts weaken the mind. Desires wither the heart. The master observes the world, but trusts his inner vision. He allows things to come and go. His heart is open as the sky. 13. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as hollow as fear. What does it mean that success is as dangerous as failure? Whether you go up the ladder or down it, your position is shaky. When you stand with your 2 feet on the ground, you will always keep your balance. What does it mean that hope is as hollow as fear? Hope and fear are both phantoms that arise from thinking of the self. When we don't see the self as self, what do we have to fear? See the world as yourself. Have faith in the way things are. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things. 14. Look, and it can't be seen. Listen, and it can't be heard. Reach, and it can't be grasped. Above, it isn't bright. Below, it isn't dark. Seamless, unnameable, it returns to the realm of nothing. Form that includes all forms. Image without all forms. Subtle, beyond all conception. Approach it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. You can't know it.
There was a man you
But
know
you can be it.
alone.
At ease in your own life. Just realize where you come from. This is the essence of wisdom. 15. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. 16. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Let your heart be at peace. Watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. Returning to the source is serenity. If you don't realize the source, you stumble in confusion and sorrow. When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant, disinterested, amused, kind-hearted as a grandmother, dignified as a king. Immersed in the wonder of the Tao, you can deal with whatever life brings you. And when death comes, you are ready. 17. When the master governs, the people are hardly aware that he exists. Next best is a leader who is loved. Next, one who is feared. The worst is one who is despised. If you don't trust the people, you make them untrustworthy. The master doesn't talk, he acts. When his work is done, the people say, "Amazing, we did it, all by ourselves." 18. When the great Tao is forgotten, goodness and piety appear. When the body's intelligence declines, cleverness and knowledge step forth. When there is no peace in the family, filial piety begins. When the country falls into chaos, patriotism is born. 19. Throw away holiness and wisdom, and people will be 100 times happier. Throw away morality and justice, and people will do the right thing. Throw away industry and profit, and there won't be any thieves. If these three aren't enough, just stay at the center of the circle and let all things take their course. 20. Stop thinking and end your problems. difference between yes and no? What difference between success and failure? Must you value what others value? Avoid what others avoid? How ridiculous. Other people are excited, as though they were at a parade. I alone don't care. I alone am expressionless, like an infant before it can smile. Other people have what they need. I alone possess nothing. I alone drift about, like someone without a home. I am like an idiot. My mind is so empty. Other people are bright. I alone am dark. Other people are sharp. I alone am dull. Other people have a purpose. I alone don't know. I drift like a wave on the ocean. I blow as aimless as the wind. I am different from ordinary people. I drink from the great mother's breasts. 21. The master keeps her mind always at one with the Tao. That is what gives her her radiance. The Tao is ungraspable. How can her mind be at one with it? Because she doesn't cling to ideas. The Tao is dark and unfathomable. How can it make her radiant? Because she lets it. Since before time and space were, the Tao is. It is beyond is and is not. How do I know this is true? I look inside myself and see. 22. If you want to become whole, let yourself be partial. If you want to become straight, let yourself be crooked. If you want to become full, let yourself be empty. If you want to be reborn, let yourself die. If you want to be given everything, give everything up. The Master, by residing in the Tao, sets an example for all beings. Because he doesn't display himself, people can see his light. Because he has nothing to prove, people can trust his words. Because he doesn't know who he is, people recognize themselves in him. Because he has no goal in mind, everything he does succeeds. When the ancient masters said, if you want to be given everything, give everything up, they weren't using empty phrases. Only in being lived by the Tao can you be truly yourself. Express yourself completely. Then keep quiet. Be like the forces of nature. When it blows, there is only wind. When it rains, there is only rain. When the clouds pass, the sun shines through. If you open yourself to the Tao, you are at one with the Tao, and you can embody it completely. If you open yourself to insight, you are at one with insight, and you can use it completely.